Have you ever hit the slow season and thought, what now? No bookings, no inquiries, just that quiet space where your brain starts to spiral. You refresh your inbox, you recheck your calendar, you tell yourself it'll pick up soon. But deep down, you know this pattern. Busy, then quiet, then panic, happens every year. That's the exact moment most photographers realize they need something else. Something that keeps money coming in when sessions slow down. Something that uses all their knowledge and creativity, but doesn't depend on someone booking a shoot. That's where digital products come in. I know what you're thinking. I'm a photographer, not a product creator. But hear me out. Digital products aren't just for influencers or tech people. They're for anyone who has learned something, built something, or created something that others would find helpful. And that definitely includes photographers. So today we're going to talk about why digital products make sense for photographers like you, how they create freedom without burning you out, and what they can actually look like in real life. Let's start with the reality of photography as a business. When you're first starting out, the thrill of new bookings can carry you for a while. Every inquiry feels like a victory. Every client review makes you feel like you're on the right track. You pour your energy into building your portfolio, perfecting your craft, learning how to make people comfortable in front of the camera. But as the years go by, the rhythm becomes familiar. Busy seasons, slow seasons, the highs and the lulls. You start to see that pattern. Feast, then famine. You're either overwhelmed with work or wondering where everyone went. The problem isn't your talent, it's your structure. Traditional photography businesses are built on a model that trades time for money. You work a session, you edit the session, you deliver the session. You get paid once, and then you start the process all over again. That system can work, but it's fragile. If you get sick, you lose income. If the economy dips, bookings slow down. If the weather ruins an outdoor weekend, you reschedule and wait. Everything depends on your ability to physically show up and work. That's a lot of pressure. Digital products change that dynamic completely. They give you a way to keep earning even when you're not shooting. They give you breathing room. Instead of starting from zero each month, you can build a foundation that supports you in between sessions. And here's what's even better. You already have everything you need to create them. You have knowledge, you have systems, you have experience that other people want to learn from. Every time you've figured out how to handle a tricky lighting setup, or how to calm a nervous client, or how to organize your workflow, you've built expertise. And that expertise has value. What feels like second nature to you is often exactly what someone else is struggling with. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to have a huge following. You just have to be a few steps ahead of someone else. That's the beauty of it. You can create resources that help newer photographers. Things like posing guides, workflow templates, or communication scripts. You can make digital tools that serve your clients, wardrobe planners, what to expect guides, or mini ebooks about preparing for sessions. You can even sell creative resources like Lightroom presets or backdrop textures. The possibilities are wide open because photography isn't just about pictures. It's about everything that goes into making them happen. Now, I want to pause for a moment and talk about something deeper, because I know what you might be feeling right now. You might be thinking, I don't want to add one more thing to my plate. Or maybe, I'm not techie enough to make digital stuff. Or even, who would buy something from me? And those doubts are normal. But here's what I want you to remember. Creating digital products isn't about becoming someone else. It's about using what you already do, in a smarter, more sustainable way. You already write client emails. You already build guides and resources to help people feel prepared. You already organize your sessions and workflows in systems that make sense to you. All we're doing is taking what's already working and turning it into something that can live beyond one client, one shoot, one day. Because here's the truth. You've already created digital products. You just haven't called them that yet. That client prep checklist you made for your newborn sessions, that's a digital product. That pricing guide PDF you designed in Canva, that's a digital product. That email template that helps clients feel comfortable booking, that's a digital product. It's not about reinventing yourself. It's about recognizing the value of what you've already built. and packaging it so others can benefit from it too. And yes, digital products can absolutely make money, but beyond that, they build stability. They make your income more predictable. They give you options. They make those quiet seasons less scary. Imagine this. It's January. The holidays are over. Your session calendar is light. But instead of panicking, you open your dashboard and see a few sales from your posing guide or workflow planner. Nothing huge, but enough to cover bills, buy gear, or give you breathing room. That's the power of small digital income streams. They're not about getting rich quick. They're about building stability over time. I'll be honest with you. I didn't start creating digital products to make a fortune. I started because I was tired of feeling like my business only existed when someone else decided to hire me. I wanted something that kept working when I wasn't behind the camera. That shift from reactive to proactive changed everything. It made me realize that my creativity didn't stop at the edge of my lens. I could use it to design systems, tools, and resources that helped other photographers succeed too. And when I saw my first sale come through, I'll never forget that moment. It was small, but it felt huge because it meant that something I built once could keep helping people and paying me again and again. That's when I understood that digital products weren't just a side hustle. They were freedom. Freedom from burnout. Freedom from the slow season panic. Freedom from relying on things outside my control. So if you're sitting here wondering whether it's worth it to try digital products, the answer is yes. Not because it's trendy, not because everyone's doing it, but because it's one of the smartest ways to protect your creativity and your livelihood long term. Your art deserves stability. Your business deserves breathing room. And you deserve to earn more without working yourself into exhaustion. This isn't about turning you into a full-time educator or course creator. It's about adding one new stream of income that uses your existing talent in a fresh way. So the next time you hit that slow month and start worrying about bookings, remember this. You already have the building blocks for something bigger. You just need to learn how to shape them. That's what we'll dig into next. Because now that you understand why digital products make sense for photographers, we can talk about what they can look like and how to start small without feeling overwhelmed. Now that we've talked about why digital products make sense for photographers, let's get practical. Because I know what you're probably thinking next. Okay, but what would I even sell? That's the big question, right? When people hear digital product, they often picture fancy online courses or massive programs with video lessons, workbooks, and email automations. But that's not where most photographers should start. You don't need a full course to build digital income. You just need one useful thing that solves one specific problem. That's it. Let's talk through some real simple examples of digital products that photographers can create. And more importantly, what makes them actually sell. First, templates and checklists. You already use them. Your workflow probably runs on them. Think about the documents and notes you've created that help you stay organized. That prep checklist you use before every newborn session. That's a digital product. Your email templates for confirming sessions or delivering galleries, digital product. Even your Canva layout for pricing guides or client welcome packets. All of those can become ready-to-use templates for other photographers. Here's the key. People will pay for shortcuts. When you've spent years refining your process, you've already done the hard part. You've figured out what to say, when to send it, and how to make clients feel prepared. A newer photographer would gladly pay $15 or $25 for something that saves them hours of guessing. It's not about the design. It's about the confidence your system gives them. Think of it as selling peace of mind. When you create templates, you're not just selling a document. You're selling a smoother workflow, fewer mistakes, and a more professional experience. That's value. Next, educational guides or mini ebooks. If you like explaining things, if you've ever helped a friend with camera settings or client prep, you already have the bones of an educational product. This could be a short PDF like How to Nail Your First Outdoor Session, or Lighting Basics for Natural Light Photographers. It doesn't have to be huge. 10 pages of solid, helpful advice can be incredibly valuable if it's specific and easy to follow. You can even aim these at clients. Imagine a What to Wear for Family Photos guide, or a How to Prep for Your Newborn Session ebook. Those types of resources not only help your clients, but they also build trust. and if you sell them to other photographers, they can personalize and use them in their own studios. The trick with guides and ebooks is to keep them clear and actionable. Don't try to teach everything you know. Pick one pain point and give people a solution. For example, how to communicate with shy clients, how to build a simple editing workflow, how to stay organized during busy season. Each of those could be its own small guide, priced anywhere from $7 to $29. And once it's created, it can keep selling year-round. Next is presets, overlays, and creative tools. This one's popular because photographers already work visually. If you've built your own Lightroom presets or Photoshop actions, you've got a potential product sitting right there on your hard drive. People love buying presets, but the secret to standing out is personality. Don't try to compete with giant preset shops. Instead, focus on your unique editing style, the look that your audience already loves in your work. For example, if you're known for warm, film-inspired tones, build a preset pack around that aesthetic. Show before and after examples from your own sessions. That builds trust because it proves your presets are used in real workflows, not just test shots. And remember, presets aren't the only tools you can sell. You can also create overlays, textures, backdrops, or even digital mock-ups for marketing materials. The key is making sure they feel practical for your audience, not gimmicky. Now let's talk about client-facing resources. One of the easiest and most underrated digital product types is client-facing tools. If you've ever created something that helps your clients prepare, that's a digital product in disguise. This could include Session Style Guide, PDF What to Expect, Prep Guide, Before Your Session Checklist, How to Choose Wall Art Guide, or even a mini printable like Photo Day Tips for Parents. You can sell these directly to your own clients or to other photographers who want to brand and use them in their businesses. This category is especially powerful because it connects to your existing work. You're not building from scratch. You're taking something that's already helping your studio run smoothly and turning it into something scalable. For example, let's say you have a beautifully designed newborn prep guide. You could sell it as a customizable Canva template for other newborn photographers. They get to personalize it, save time, and look more professional instantly. And for you, it's extra income from something you already use. That's the definition of smart business. Next, we should talk about mini courses and video lessons. This is where people often start to overthink it. But mini courses don't have to be complicated. If you've ever explained a technique to a mentee or friend, you've already taught a lesson. Imagine recording a short 15 to 30-minute video showing your editing process. Or a lesson about client communication, how to write the first email, what tone to use, how to set expectations. Or even a mini class about posing toddlers without stress. You don't need fancy gear or a studio set, just your camera or even your screen recorder. You can host it on your own site, Gumroad, or even inside a simple members area. The goal isn't to create a massive course, it's to make something accessible, something that helps someone else move from stuck to confident quickly. Think of it like mentoring on autopilot. And here's a secret, you can always start small. Record one short video lesson. Upload it. Sell it for $15 or $20. If people love it, expand later. That's how most great courses start. One little spark that grows. And lastly, tools for photographers' business systems. This is the kind of product that's often overlooked, but can be game-changing. If you've built spreadsheets, workflows, or tracking templates for your own business, those are valuable tools. Things like expense trackers, pricing calculators, email tracking logs, client workflow boards. You can create them in Google Sheets, Airtable, or Notion. And photographers who struggle with organization will thank you for it. These tools sell well because they solve boring but real problems. They help people stay organized and confident in their back-end systems, something every business owner needs. Now let's talk about why some digital products work and others don't. Because here's the truth. Not every digital product sells. You can create something beautiful, but if it doesn't meet a real need, it'll sit untouched in your shop. So what separates the successful ones? Clarity. The best products solve one clear problem. They don't try to do everything. They make one task faster, easier, or better. Specificity. You're not selling to everyone. You're helping one kind of photographer with one struggle. For example, instead of workflow templates, Try workflow templates for family photographers who hate admin work. That's instantly more relatable. Trust. Show that you've used it yourself. When people see it's something that works in a real business, they believe in it more. Screenshots, testimonials, or your own story make a huge difference. Ease. Make your product easy to use and easy to buy. If it feels complicated, people will hesitate. Simple, polished, and clear always wins. Here's the best part. You don't have to get it perfect the first time. Your first digital product doesn't need to be your final one. Think of it as an experiment. You'll learn what people respond to, what they ignore, and what they ask for next. That's how you build a small product line naturally, one piece at a time. I'll give you an example from my own experience. When I created my first product, I didn't have a grand strategy. I just wanted to share something I knew would help. It started with a set of client communication templates. Nothing fancy, just real emails that had worked for me. I put them together, added a little guide explaining how to use them, and put it up for sale. And to my surprise, it took off. Not because it was flashy, not because it was marketed like a big launch, but because it solved a problem people genuinely had. Photographers feeling awkward or unsure about what to say to clients. That's when I realized the pattern. Digital products succeed when they come from genuine experience, when they're built from what you've already learned firsthand. So if you're still thinking, I don't know where to start with what's easiest. Look at what you've already made for your business. If it's helped you, it can probably help someone else too. That's your first product idea. In the next section, we'll talk about how to actually start, how to choose your first product, where to sell it, and how to build confidence in showing it to the world, without feeling like you're suddenly running an online store. Because creating digital products isn't about becoming a salesperson. It's about finding new ways to share what you already know and getting paid for it. Okay, so now that we've covered why digital products matter and what kinds you can make, let's talk about the hardest part, actually starting. This is where most photographers get stuck. Not because they don't have ideas, but because they overthink everything. They want the design to be perfect. They want the shop setup to look professional. They want to feel 100% confident before they ever hit publish. And I get that. But let me tell you something. If you wait until everything's perfect, you'll never start. Perfection is just fear in disguise. So here's my advice. Start simple, not small in impact. Simple in execution. Because the simpler it is, the faster you can get it out into the world. Let's go step by step through how to start, the calm, realistic way. Step 1. Choose your product by answering one question. Ask yourself this. What's one thing I already do that other photographers always ask me about? That's your first clue. If other people are asking you for advice on something, it means they see value in how you do it. And chances are there are dozens, maybe hundreds, of other photographers wondering the same thing. Maybe they ask how you organize your client emails, or how you style newborn sessions, or how you talk to clients about prints. Maybe they always comment on your flat lays or social media captions. Whatever it is, that's your starting point. Don't try to make the biggest, most impressive product. Make the most helpful one. That's what sells. Step 2. Turn that idea into something usable. Here's the secret. A digital product doesn't have to be complicated to be valuable. If it's a checklist, make it clean and easy to follow. If it's a template, make sure it's editable and clear. If it's an ebook or guide, make sure it's focused and written like you're talking to a friend. Don't over-design it. Don't drown it in fluff. Make it useful, honest, and simple to understand. And please, don't get hung up on fancy tools or software. You can make your entire first product in Canva, Google Docs, or Notion. Seriously, you don't need Adobe InDesign. You don't need to spend a dime. If you can create something that works, you can always polish it later. The goal is progress, not perfection. Step 3. Put it somewhere it can be seen. You don't need a full online store. You don't need automations or funnels. You just need a link where people can buy or download it. Here are easy beginner-friendly options. Gumroad, great for PDFs, templates, and small digital packs. Payhip, perfect for ebooks or digital downloads. Your own website, if you already have a shop page or a way to take payments. Upload it. Write a short, honest description. Add 1 or 2 real images of what's inside, and hit publish. That's it. You're officially a digital product creator. Don't wait for perfect branding. Don't wait for a big launch. Your first sale doesn't need fireworks. It just needs a start. Step 4. Talk about it like you believe in it. This is the step that feels the scariest. Because selling can feel uncomfortable, especially for creatives. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not selling a product. You're offering help. You're giving someone a solution that you wish you'd had when you were in their shoes. That's something to be proud of. When you talk about your product online, focus on the result, not the file. Instead of saying, I made a PDF, say, I made a guide that'll help you prep your clients without feeling awkward. Instead of saying, here's my Lightroom preset pack, say, this is the editing style that helps me keep my sessions looking consistent and warm. Speak from the heart. People buy from people they trust, and they trust people who are genuine. Step 5. Don't measure success by numbers right away. It's tempting to look at sales and think, that's not enough. But your first few sales are proof of concept. Every time someone buys, it means your work resonated. It helped. That's success. The beauty of digital products is that they grow quietly over time. You might sell 1 today, 2 next week, 10 next month. And before you know it, your product has paid for your next lens or your software subscription. That's the power of planting seeds. Your first product doesn't need to go viral. It just needs to exist. Now let's talk about the mindset side. Because no matter how many steps I give you, your brain will still try to talk you out of this. That's what it does. You'll think things like, who am I to sell this? Or someone else already made this. And here's the truth. Yes, maybe someone has made something similar, but they haven't made your version, your perspective, your tone, your experience. That's what people connect with. Think about how many photography courses exist. Thousands. But each one teaches differently. Each creator brings their own story and voice. Your clients hire you because of you. Your buyers will too. That's why you don't need to chase trends or copy what others are doing. Just share what you know works. And talk about it the same way you talk to a mentee. That's authenticity. That's trust. Here's another thing to keep in mind. Digital products teach you to see your business in layers. Once you create one, you'll start spotting opportunities everywhere. That posing guide you built, you can turn it into a mini course later. That workflow spreadsheet, you can bundle it with templates. That guide for clients, you can make a customizable version for other photographers. Every product you make is a stepping stone to the next. You learn, improve, and grow, just like you did with photography itself. That's why the first one doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the beginning. And if you ever feel stuck, here's a truth I wish more people said out loud. Digital products aren't about chasing passive income dreams. They're about creating sustainable income. There's a difference. Sustainability means your work supports you, not exhausts you. It means you can take time off without panic. It means you can experiment, grow, and keep your creativity alive. Every product you make is a small piece of that freedom. Now I want to leave you with this. You are already doing the hard part. You're showing up, you're creating, you're serving your clients. Digital products just let that hard work stretch further. They let your creativity help more people. They let your business breathe. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to start sharing what you already know in a new way. So the next time you feel the quiet of the slow season coming in, remember, you have options. You don't have to sit in fear. You can create something once that keeps helping people again and again. You can build stability, one idea at a time, and you can do it at your own pace, in your own way, because your creativity deserves to work for you, not just your clients. If you want to keep learning how to build income beyond sessions, come join us inside the Savvy Shutterbug community on Skool. It's where I teach, share behind-the-scenes systems, and help photographers grow without the burnout. You can also find my courses and digital resources anytime at savvyshutterbug.com. You don't have to figure this stuff out alone. We're building sustainable businesses together.